Ashton, let's get into the locks. Finally, I have a good week to talk about. You've kind of been carrying the pod this off season with a stellar record. You went 1-1 last week.
Yeah.
Your win was Air Force -10.5 against Navy. They win by 11. And your loss was Penn State +4.5 against Ohio State, obviously losing by 8 there. What are your thoughts coming out of that week? And your overall record is 15-4-1.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. Air Force should have covered by more. Like, I kind of got lucky with that. I almost got backdoored on that one. Air Force was completely shutting down Navy. Like, that was exactly what I thought it was going to be. And then, like, on the Penn State side, like, that was just the wrong side. Like, it was nothing to do with the players. I was just wrong. Like, the coaches just crawled into a turtle shell and stayed there for the whole game. So like, I just never really had a chance in that one. Even if that fumble 6 goes Penn State's way, I still think that Ohio State probably still covers. So I was just wrong. I was just wrong on that one. And that loss has bothered me more than any of the wins this year. Like, the losses are so low, man. That made me so upset Saturday afternoon. Couldn't be more upset about it. Just one little note I will throw in there. It is harder and harder to find value as you look up and down these lists. It is Vegas it's tighter and tighter each week, it feels like, and it's just harder to find layups. You don't have the easy ones anymore.
Yeah. Well, last week I actually felt pretty good about 4 of them. I didn't feel very good about a lot, but I went 4-0 last week. Those were Wisconsin -2.5 against Illinois. That one was maybe a little bit lucky. Coming from behind to take the lead there and win against Illinois. Rutgers -5 against Indiana. Never really a doubt. I still don't understand that line. Indiana's bad. And I took the Minnesota-Iowa under 32.5. 22 points were scored in that game, so made it by 11. UCLA-Stanford, I took under 55. UCLA crushed Stanford, but they barely allowed any points, so that was also a win. So I'm 21-22 on the season, fighting and clawing my way back to 500. So props to you, 15-4-1 on the season, which puts you clearly in the leader's seat. So what do you have for week 9, Ashton?
Okay, so we're going to kind of just like throw some stuff back and forth. I don't have any like locks for sure, but I do want to go ahead and take my usual 2. I will be taking Pittsburgh if I can get that 20.5 number, which I can. I'm looking at it right now. I can get it at 20.5. That's too big. It's too big. That is too much point spread right there. I know it's at Notre Dame. I don't really care. I think Pitt lives for this. This is what Pitt lives for. I'm not saying they win. I think they might lose by 14 points. I just think it's close. I think it's not a 3-score game. I don't think it's that big of a deficit.
Yeah, I'm not going to fight you at all on that one. By the way, what are you looking at on the total on that one?
I'm seeing 45.
Okay.
Is that about what you're seeing there too?
A lot of places. I have a 46.5 out there though, and I'm going to jump on that. I'll take the under 46.5 on Pitt Notre Dame. I just don't see Pitt having a lot of success offensively, and I'm not convinced that Notre Dame's offense has figured anything out really. They had a lot of short fields against USC. I mean, they scored 48 points, but it was a really fake 48 points. They were clearly the better team. I'm not taking that away from them at all. I just don't think the offense is all that good. And yeah, Pat Narduzzi lives to beat Notre Dame. I don't think he'll do it, but I think the game stays low scoring.
One point kind of that maybe helps both of us out there in our locks is they had the 48 against USC, but prior to that, the prior 3 games, they scored 20, 21, and 14. And granted, those were against some good teams, ranked teams. It does feel like they have kind of college football has caught up a little bit to that offense. It wasn't like the 42 and then the 56 and the 45 like they started the season with, right? Like they have come back down to earth. I think Notre Dame will win. Don't get me wrong. I think they will win. I do think that could easily be a close game late into the fourth quarter.
It's got 27-14 written all over it.
Yes, agreed. Yeah, I agree a lot.
What else are you looking at?
So you had the under, right, at 45?
Yes. Okay. 46.5 is what I'm taking there.
Yep. Gotcha. Can I at least bring this one up? BYU on the road at Texas, the line 17.5, back backup quarterback for Texas. Quinn Ewers will not be back for this one. BYU is 5-2. It's the Big 12, man. Should anyone be favored by 17.5 points after last week? I'm not so sure. Anything there?
I would say that I would expect Texas to be pretty decent, having a whole week to prepare with Malik Murphy as their quarterback, knowing that he's going to be quarterback, as opposed to having an injury in the middle of the game and suddenly he's coming in. I also have zero faith in BYU either way. Like, I'm just off on them the rest of the year. Like, I'm not betting against them. I'm not betting on them. So I wouldn't necessarily blame you for doing it. And I understand the thought process. I'm just not touching them this year. So it's up to you.
Okay. I might just leave that one for now. We may circle back. Yeah.
All right. You want to hear a few of my thoughts?
Please.
I'm looking at Penn State minus 30.5 against Indiana. This is basically just fading Indiana. And I know Penn State's coming off the big emotional loss. I'm just telling you, I think they can walk into a 38-3 win here.
32 points, man. After what you saw of Drew Allard, you think they can score 32 on anyone? They couldn't score 32 on air last Saturday.
Indiana can't get first downs against Penn State. Penn State will have the ball for 45 minutes in this game. That might be a bit hyperbolic, but like,
yeah,
I'm just telling you, Indiana sucks. Like, I like Indiana. I really want them to be good. I think Tom Allen is probably on his last legs. Like, they're just awful. They're terrible.
They really are.
And maybe Penn State, like, it could be a bit of a get right spot for that offense. Like, you couldn't do anything against Ohio State. Come out and show the world that you don't completely suck, and trap a 40 burger on Indiana, and there's no way you allow 10. So that's covering 30.5.
So yeah, I'll leave you with that one. Not going to fight it or anything. Kind of the same thing, but yeah, good luck to you. All I have to say there. Good luck to you. Hope you pull out. I've got one more, and that is. I think that I'm going to try to make that one. That's going to be it for me. Washington on the road at Stanford. It's not much of a home crowd. It's really not. True. I think Washington will find themselves comfortable in Stanford. The number is 26.5. I'm going to double check that, just see what mine says. I think Washington wins. I think Washington covers. I really do. They had a bad week last week. They need to get right. They need that offense humming again. I think it will. I think you will find them kind of get back to where they were, early on this season, where it was points for everyone in that Washington offense. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and make that one my other lock, that Washington covers on the road.
I kind of like that. I like that. Let me throw one more. I'm going to see if I can talk you into this one. This is another under. I'm taking the Michigan State, Minnesota under 40.5. We just saw Minnesota play Iowa to a 12-10 game. And I'm just saying, like, Michigan State, their offense is no better than Iowa's.
Yeah.
Minnesota is going to score more than 12 points in this game, but there's I just see so many ways this stays under 40.5. The only way it doesn't is if Minnesota runs for 400 yards and wins this game 38-3. Like, and I don't think that's going to happen. Minnesota's offense is not that good.
I can get you an even 40 if that helps at all.
Well, 40.5 would be better for me, but
you're going. Oh, sorry. Yes, you have the under. Yeah. Apologies. Yeah. No, I agree. I don't have any problem with it. Michigan State, it seems like they've already quit. And with what we've seen the last couple of weeks, I don't have any good. Nothing that those two teams have shown me the last couple of weeks would make me think any different. So I'm not gonna join you in that one, but good luck to you. I think it's a good play.
I guess the question is, how many points can Minnesota score against a team that's not trying? Maybe 35. I don't know.
Right.
We'll see.
Yeah. Do you have more? Any more?
No, that's all I'm looking at. I got Penn State minus 30.5. I got the two under plays: Michigan State, Minnesota under 40.5, and Pitt, Notre Dame under 46.5. Ashton, your plays are Pittsburgh plus 20.5 and Washington minus 26.5.